The advantage of being super high testosterone is really fucking good. It's really fucking nice. If you're a man, if you're a young man, like in your like 20s to 30s, being high testosterone is one of the best attributes that you can have, because it allows you to be high energy to achieve what it is you're set out to achieve. You see, there is a very big multitude of ways that you can increase your testosterone in a natural way, and all of that is what I'm going to be speaking about today. And what are the benefits? What is the importance? How good is it? How good does it feel? I personally have never tested my my blood levels, my testosterone levels, but I do know that it's just something you can feel. You can feel the difference when you have a high drive instead of a low drive. When you feel tired and depressed and miserable all the time, it means that you're probably very low testosterone. But when you're high testosterone and you want to just conquer your rivals with a sword in hand, well, that means that you're probably high testosterone. When you want to go to the gym every day, when you actually look forward to the gym, when you actually look forward to eating good food, when you actually look forward to competing with people, when you actually look forward to getting better, improving yourself, and getting good at the game of life. That's what I'm talking about. Like being high energy, being like, yes, I'm gonna be able to beat this guy. Yes. So let's talk about the first topic in that case. The first topic I wanted to go over that increases your testosterone to the fucking roof, through the roof, is winning. Winning at literally anything. Pick any type of game you want, any type of short-term thing, any type of long-term thing, any gratifying reward that you gain after winning is instant. It's an instant testosterone boost. And it feels amazing. Not only because that's the way we were created. I don't understand how we were created, but personally, I know that every single time I win, it feels great. So obviously, we were created to win. We were created to build things. We were created to conquer other people. We were created to... Well, that's basically the premise of why humans have been at war for fucking forever. Humans have been waging war over the past thousands, millions of years. We don't even know, technically, 100%. But we've been waging war on each other because we want to win. And men that have high testosterone, they crave more. They crave more of that feeling whenever they win at something. And so, if you can incorporate in your day-to-day life an aspect of winning in any case, like for instance for me, if I'm a business owner, let's say I close a deal and I make 5 figures, 6 figures, in that case, I'll feel amazing. I'll feel like $1 million. That's what I'm talking about. It's like when you close a deal, you see the money in your inbox and you're like, yes! That's what it feels like. So that's what I'm talking about. So that would be like top number one spot to increase your testosterone would be winning at something, seeing yourself progress, seeing the rewards you can gain out of it, out of doing something that is gratifying. That would be number one spot. The second spot is definitely related to your own health. To your own health. So this is basically what I've been talking about for, what is it, like maybe like over a little bit over a month now that I've started reposting videos to this channel. And what I've been talking about is basically just improving yourself from the ground up, being a good man, being a man that takes control of their life, takes accountability, takes responsibility for what they do, and making sure that they lead by example. And so one of the main things you can do is taking care of your health if you want to boost your testosterone. What does that mean? What does that look like? Well, number one, you need to be having a daily intake of sunlight. You need to be having a daily intake of water, at least 5 to 10 liters a day. Like, make sure that it's spread out throughout the entire day. And just like wake up in the morning, first thing, jug of water, like chug the water down, boom. Then after literally anything you do, like water all day throughout the entire day, because your body is basically just water. So not only is that going to increase your testosterone, it's also going to increase your energy levels, because when you're high testosterone, you have higher energy levels. So for instance, when you're high testosterone, you might not want to sleep more than 7 hours, because you feel like you've got stuff to do. You feel like you need to go out there and do stuff. And then the other thing that combines as well with getting sunlight, drinking water, and there's exercising. So daily exercising. So that could be like doing as simple as a few push-ups right after waking up. That could be as simple as going to the gym for like 30 minutes to an hour every single day. That could be going for a walk, going for a run. Just move basically. Do stuff. And then the other thing would be eating good food. If you eat really good food, natural whole foods, like a good steak, some chicken, like a whole chicken, some vegetables, like raw, like either raw or cooked or whatever the fuck you want to do with them, like in the certain way you want to do them. But just make sure that whatever you're intaking is as raw and as whole foods as possible. As much whole foods as possible. Anything that's processed, limit that to as much as possible, because anything that is a huge calorie intake but doesn't necessarily mean you're getting the nutrients. Like for instance, if you go eat junk food on a day-to-day basis, you need to cut that out, or else you're basically just nuking the fuck out of your testosterone levels. So there's that. And then the other one is exercising daily. So going a bit deeper on exercising daily, how and what does that look like? Because it not only helps to do daily exercise, even if it's a minimal amount. What helps is a lot, I noticed, is getting, even like if it's once a week or once a month or like a couple times a month or like a couple times a week, even is better, is to do a very hard, intense, grueling workout that feels like complete and utter destruction and shit. What I mean by this is, when you're done, you're either laying on the floor or you're so fucked that you're limping back home. That's what I'm talking about. And I don't remember who exactly was talking about this, but pretty sure most bodybuilders say to get to where they are, they needed to do that on repeat, like daily. So like, if you want to get big and strong, you need to be able to destroy yourself on a day-to-day basis so that you can repair yourself with good food. Oh yeah, that's the other one that I almost missed, but I'm gonna go over just in a bit. So yeah, if you make sure everything's in check, so your nutrition, your sleep, this is what I'm gonna talk about in a second, the water that you intake, the sunlight that you intake, and if you move your body on a day-to-day basis, what you're gonna end up seeing is that your energy levels are gonna go like this. And then you're gonna get to a point where you feel like $1,000,000. I don't remember who fucking says that, but I don't care. It feels right to say. So if you want to feel like $1,000,000 every single day, if you want to get a bunch of shit done, if you want to have the energy to attack what it is you want to get done on a day-to-day basis, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to make sure your nutrition's in check. You want to make sure your daily water is in check. You want to get some sunlight every single day. You want to make sure you sleep 7 to 8 hours a day. If you're at a point where if you have like sleep apnea or whatever, I would look into that by yourself. But realistically, a young man in his early 20s to 30s only needs about 7 to 8 hours of sleep minimum, maybe max 9 hours. I wouldn't stretch further than 9 hours, because you don't have that much time that you can spend wisely on this earth. So you need to pick and choose how you're going to use that time efficiently. So that's pretty much it. And then the most important thing that a lot of people fucking disregard is sleep. I'm just spitting the facts. I'm just spitting the bullet points out there. You know, like, sleep is one of the most crucial elements to your own recovery. So, like, I remember I was in what was it called? Private school something. I was in private school something. And at the time I was learning like some kind of graphics design for movie shit, like 3D VFX type stuff. And I was very interested at a certain point because that's basically all I did all the fucking time. I would just watch movies and play video games. So that's all I was interested in. And so at a certain point I was just like, yeah, you know what? Actually, I don't really care that much about video games. Like, I'm not super, like, I don't want to just play video games forever. And so what I ended up doing was questioning myself, like, how the fuck can I become a better person? And while I was discovering myself and looking for a purpose, there were my classmates at the time that kept saying like, oh yeah, we went to the bar yesterday and it was so amazing, it was so fun, and when we got back home we only got like 2 hours of sleep and then we had to go to class. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, you are destroying your testosterone levels, just fucking nuking the fuck out of them if you're not sleeping. If you're not sleeping, you're killing your own brain. Like, your brain is getting destroyed. So, yeah. Let me just pause for a second. I've got something to check. Alright, back to the video. Just had to check in my email. I just received a code or whatever from my business partner. Had a quick call with him. So, whatever. Business never sleeps, as they say. So, testosterone levels, if you want to raise them, you need to be able to have everything in check as much as possible so that you're as high energy as you can throughout the day. And all of these professions, all of these, like, what would you call this? All of these jobs, all of these professions, that necessitate a lot of energy to get stuff done. Like, I don't know, like a sales job or a people's job or let's say you run a business, you want to make it super efficient. Maybe you're a consultant, maybe you're someone that gets paid based on performance. In that case, you need to bring a lot of energy to the table. And to bring as much energy to the table as you can, what you need to do is you need to increase your testosterone levels. Which, by the way, this is why most women that are in business today are extremely masculine, because they raise their testosterone levels to fit the environment they're part of. Because testosterone is the conqueror energy, is the conqueror fucking DNA. But estrogen is the woman nurturing energy. Like, it's the female, feminine, soft energy. So if you combine those two, you get one of the two that just trumps the other. And so what I understood was, if you can raise your testosterone levels on a day-to-day basis as much as you can, you're just going to become unstoppable. Like, you can literally crush your competition in literally anything you choose. Like, it's super fucking easy. So I heavily recommend, if you're a man, if you're not scared of being a man, that you raise your testosterone level, because it's going to basically just default. Like, if your settings are fucked up, like your internal programming is messed up, it's going to basically just revert your current self to factory settings, like default factory settings. And it's going to make you feel more like yourself, is what I mean. Like, personally, I noticed that ever since I started raising my testosterone levels, just by doing a bunch of stuff that makes sense to do, that I've been pushing myself to do way more things, that like taking more risks, doing more hard things, doing like being more myself, like unapologetically myself, being more combative, being more aggressive with what I'm doing, being more overtly invested in getting things done. So if we recap really quick, it would be eat good food. What else would it be? So eat good food, drink a bunch of water, get some sunlight every single day, move your body, do a bunch of exercise every single day, make sure that you are sleeping 7 to 8 hours a day, and then it would be putting yourself, what did I say? Let's just go on to the next one. Fuck it. The next one would be putting yourself in an environment where competition is demanded. Now, if you're in an environment where you have to compete with other people, your natural testosterone levels are going to tell you which level you're a part of. And if you're angry, that means that your testosterone levels are higher than average. So that means that you want to get more than everybody else. So like for instance, if I were to go into a workplace and if I was angry or unhappy or pissed off at how much money I'm getting or how I'm getting treated or how I'm getting rewarded or all that kind of stuff, then I would get angry and I would find a solution to get better. I would find a solution to dominate said problem and crush it. Because I'm a man, I'm able to do that. What one man can do, another can do. Simple, it's as simple as that. So, if you put yourself in a super competitive environment, you're gonna end up pushing yourself as hard as the number one guy in the room. But if you're the number one guy in the room, you're gonna just get lazy. So, I would say, based on that statement, always find the best room you could be in where there's a bunch of people you can compete with that are much further ahead than you in any of the games you want to play. May it be business, financially, relationships. Just go into a room where people have more things than you, that are competing on a high level and that expect of you to do the same or else they kick you out. That would be like the perfect example. Another thing is actually just embracing the fact that you're a man and getting in a relationship with a woman and having that bond where you get to lead the house. Now, this is going to be pretty complicated to deal with every single woman you meet because of the dating market and currently as it is and as it stands today. But that does not mean it's impossible or that you should give up on that. Personally, I've noticed ever since I've gotten a girlfriend recently, my testosterone levels have went up the roof, bro. Because I feel like it's my natural implication that I need to do better so that I can provide for the people I'm taking care of. And that means that if I'm leading the people around me, that includes my partners, even though I haven't talked to them maybe about like a certain future, or maybe if you're just starting out the relationship, it doesn't matter. What matters is what's going on inside of you in an energetically, physiologically, physically, genetic level. That's what's like happening, and on an alchemic level. So what's happening inside of you is that your personal inclination to getting things done is going to raise through the roof as soon as you get into a relationship. And this increases tenfold whenever you get kids. I've never gotten kids, so I can't really speak on that subject, but I've listened to a lot of people that have kids and they tell me the exact same thing every single time. So it must be true that whenever you get kids, that your testosterone levels go through the roof because you need to push yourself as hard as you can to make sure that those kids are raised right, are raised in the environment you choose. And if you want to have control over their future, to make sure that they have a good future, in that case, you need to push yourself, and your body's going to understand. It's going to pump more testosterone through your veins. That's what I'm talking about. And so, for instance, like having intercourse, having sex also increases your testosterone. Having any sexual thing happen increases your testosterone. Having a good relationship, like a chemical bond with another person, increases your testosterone levels a lot. And so, for instance, when you have a high testosterone levels, the the number one indicator would be sex drive, I would say. Like you just become a rabbit. You just become the kind of guy who just wants to have sex all the time. All the time, bro. I don't know if this is the same thing with everybody. Maybe it's more personal. I don't fucking know. I don't care. It feels funny to me, like, because what happens is you're high testosterone. You want to do a bunch of stuff. You want to reproduce. That's one of the main things as well. Like when you're high testosterone, you want to reproduce with as many people as you can and as you want. So you need to check yourself, or else it can get out of fucking control, buddy. All right, you need to check yourself. And so, a few bonus tricks I noticed that increase testosterone as well is leading people to doing things that help them, that improve their lives, that make everybody's lives better. Leading by example and leading an exemplary life is one of the number one things that are just overlooked when it comes to increasing your testosterone levels, because you feel like you're working for your purpose. When you're working on a set purpose, when you've chosen a goal for yourself and you're working super hard to get it, and you won't stop until you acquire what you want, that you crush the enemy, that you defeat everybody, you're going to be able to get to a certain point where it makes perfect sense. You are yourself. You are high testosterone. You are in a good position to dominate and to compete and to win. A few other bonus things would be something like this. Something like this. You know, you see this sword. This is a gladius. This is a gladius that my dad bought me, actually. And it feels pretty fucking cool when you hold it. When you hold this thing, any kind of weapon. If you're in the US, if you hold a gun, you know the feeling I'm talking about. But there is a certain feeling about that. This thing, this sword, feels powerful. And it's mine. And it feels great. It feels great. So I suggest, if you don't have any weapons in your house, I recommend going down, even if it's like as simple as like a butterfly knife or a flip knife or some kind of knife collection or whatever the fuck you want to do. I personally have had butterfly knives in the past, but this is probably the one thing that tops everything. And I would get a bunch of other stuff, but I need to pace myself. Otherwise, I would just blow all of my money on swords and armor and fucking all this cool stuff, you know? Like maybe like get some guns, get a bow, a crossbow, fucking all of this collector shit that it just feels fucking badass. We like this stuff. We men like this stuff. This is why most men play video games, because they like this kind of stuff. It makes them feel capable and powerful and reward that part of their brain that is just inherently conqueror energy. So, to summarize everything, how can you increase your testosterone levels for yourself? Eat good food, whole foods, natural food as possible. Delete all junk food. Drink as much water as you can on a day-to-day basis. Get 30 minutes to more of sunlight every single day. Sleep 7 to 8 hours every single day. Work out physically 30 minutes to an hour every day, if not more. Walk around, do a bunch of stuff. Put yourself in an environment that increases your testosterone naturally, because you're competing with the people around you for a set goal. Pick a purpose, find your purpose, find a goal, define that, and work on it on a day-to-day basis. Your fucking testosterone are going to go through the roof. And make sure that you're working on a genuine connection and genuine relationships, developing relationships, and if not, just have, I guess, I don't recommend having frivolous sex, but have sex with women. Just do it, bro. Like, even if it's one or two, do it. Just fucking go ahead. If you don't have sex on a regular basis, go do it. It's fine. It's super fucking easy. Just learn the game. You'll get good at it, and then you'll get what you want in the future, because you'll be able to provide for the people you want, because you're more capable. That's the best word you can do. Best word you can get. And then buy some things. Buy some of this. Buy like this doesn't cost that much. If you're poor, it's fine. Just don't, I guess. Just remain poor. Remain low testosterone. Sucks to suck, I guess. But yeah, if you have a tiny bit of money, just go to the store and buy this. It's probably like 50 to 100 bucks, maybe 200 bucks max. It's not that expensive. Like, it depends who I'm fucking talking to, of course. But if you can't buy this, then you shouldn't. Like, of course, just buy food and pay for rent. That's it. And then get your fucking money out, buddy. So you can fucking buy this stuff. It's fucking cool, fucking nice. All right? With that said, I appreciate every single one of you guys watching until the end of the video. As always, happy to have a conversation in the comments. Give you guys some advice, give you guys some feedback on anything that you want to ask me. May it be business related, relationship related, how to have a more structured schedule, how to be more higher energy, how to make sure that you're more productive with your time, how to become more physically strong in the gym, how to become more physically attractive, how to take care of yourself, how to become a leader in your own life. If that's the kind of thing you want, feel free to ask me, feel free to follow, subscribe, like, comment, subscribe. That's the kind of content I post on a day-to-day basis. Post like a 30-minute video of me talking on a certain subject. So if you have subjects you want to recommend, feel free to recommend them in the comments. And with that said, I post every single day, so I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.